Welcome back. This is part two of physics lesson energy resources. Right, so we were talking about renewable and non-renewable energy resources. Now, in this part of the lecture, I'm going to talk about renewable resources of the energy. As you can see from the slide, we will start with the solar panels. Solar panels. How to use sun radiation energy directly. So as you know, the solar panels convert the sun radiation into electricity. And if you're really curious about how they work, their working mechanism, there is a video link. You can have a look. This, TED Ed. I already told you. Please watch the videos. TED Ed. They are very informative and enlightening, educational. Um, That's why it's called TED Ed, educational. A so Briefly they explain how they work. Well, if I briefly also explain it, so just sunlight, sun radiation is a photons. There is also photons. That photons, you know, bombard to the panel and they hit and transfer their energy, heat and kinetic energy to the electrons. Electrons removed from their stable bonds, and then once they are removed, they start to move. They start to moving. Once you put the positive side, positive, negative, negative from negative side, they start flowing to the positive side. So basically, the photons, which from sunlight, it makes electrons to move on the inside the solar panels. And solar panels, by the way, made from silicon, which is silicon. Solar panels themselves are semiconductor, and Taiwan is well known for manufacturing semiconductors. So in Taiwan, it should the cost. So let's talk about advantages and disadvantages. First of all, advantage: no fuel required. Does not no fuel required like a gas or oil or wood. Nothing required. Does not contribute to the global warming. That's the main important part. It does not contribute, and it is renewable. It does not run out unless there is a sunshine. Okay, so disadvantages. Some countries are not very sunny. Um, some countries are not very sunny, like north, like Canada or uh, like north part of Russia's, you know, any North Pole or Antarctica. Um, so even though there is a sunlight, it's not powerful to knock out the electrons in the solar panel. So it's uh, it's understandable, and they run only daytime. And they don't run the solar panels will not produce electricity during nighttime. So that's why we need a storage system. That's why we need big storage systems. It can be batteries, lithium ion, nickel batteries, or other form of storage. Okay, let's okay now talk about the other form of renewable energy, which would be a wind power. Next comes wind power. Right, wind power. How wind power works? It works because of wind velocity. Wind has what velocity, kinetic energy. That kinetic energy is transferred to the blades, rotating mechanical energy. All right, and then that mechanical energy produces electrical energy, turning a generator. Right. So there are of course a benefits and advantage and disadvantage. So again, the advantage would be no fuel required. No fuel is required. They are renewable, and they do not produce harmful gases. They do not contribute to the global warming. Greenhouse gases. They do not produce CO2, nitrogen oxides, and other harmful gases. And that's why there is a sh- shift to the renewable energy. Um, okay, so this disadvantage would be, wind is not always there. Not We don't have always windy days. That's they are unreliable. Big ones are very noisy, and they need a big area, and then they can spoil the appearance of that environment, or that a landscape. So beautiful landscape becomes like this wind windmill farms, as you see on the slide. Well, it is good, and it's good, but then it is bad. It may also disturb the animals living there, because especially big ones, if they are very noisy. um, yeah, there are also disadvantages. So we can make a windmill farms, uh, like n- not hospitable places like desert, and I think in many countries they prefer like non-living areas, not urban areas. Okay. So another thing is, if turbine speed speed is less than 5 meters per second, uh, the electricity cannot be generated. And another, as well as if it is high speed, which is 25 meters per second, then it will damage the turbines. So that's why they will be a turned off. Okay, this is very briefly advantages disadvantages of wind power, and let's talk about the wave power. Okay, wave energy. Wave energy. Again, most of the energy wind is transferred. So wind, it's a wave, where waves form. Why waves form? Waves form because of a wind friction on the surface of the sea. So wind gains energy from the earth. Sun hits earth, earth hits wind. Some places it is more heated, some places it's cooled. Where they more heat wind, that wind expands, moves fast, and that also, because of friction, they make waves. And waves, again, like wind, is renewable. It's renewable and does not contribute to the global warming. But again, there is a disadvantage as well. So a this disadvantages. So advantages, again, no fuel needed, and no harmful gases are produced or emitted. And the disadvantages will be, again, they are unreliable. Well, you know, if there is no wind, there won't be a wave also. And another thing is, it is very difficult to convert this up and down motion of waves into the rotational mechanical energy to produce electricity. Another thing is, these machines are very costly. Why? Because of storms, powerful waves, they can be damaged, and because of sea corrosion, the many parts should be replaced, and that's very costly. It's expensive to maintain. That will be the and one of the disadvantages. Right. So there is a comprehension check. Very quickly, we're going to check comprehension. So please pause the video, and please try to respond, reply these questions. Well, I'm going to read the question. So explain why wind power can be traced back to sunlight. Okay, did I explain that? You can rewatch the video. Wind power can be traced back to the sunlight. Can it be? What is the difference between solar panel and solar cell? Okay, well, I will explain this one now, right now. Solar panels are water heaters. And if I go back to this solar panel, so first picture is a solar panel. Solar panel used to heat water, and to use it to wash things or to take shower or even warm the houses like central heating. And in Taiwan, I see many buildings on the roof. They have these water panels. They are water panels. And another one is solar panel. Solar panel is directly conversion of sun radiation, heat, light energy to the electric energy. And you can again watch the video. How if you are very curious how they work. Okay, if we go back to the comprehension check, excuse me, what is the difference between solar panel and solar cell? Now you can explain that. Describe advantages and disadvantages of solar power. Okay, advantages and disadvantages, you can describe it. Okay, I'm going to, because time is up, so I'm gonna stop it here. Please, there are the answers. Go through the answers, as well as thank you for your attention. And there's a homework. Please check the homework. It's workbook exercise 7.1, 7.2, page from 73 to 75, and from 75 to 77. Thank you again. Thank you for your attention. I will see you in the next video.